Welcome to another tidbit of timely truth. Peace on earth, goodwill to men. Oh, that was the message the angel brought to some shepherds out in a field herding some sheep. That angel was announcing the birth of Jesus in that tiny village of Bethlehem, and lowly shepherds were the only ones heaven chose to hear that announcement. You know, if I were to be granted just one wish today, my desire would be very similar to the one that the angel announced. But mine might sound more like this. I want peace to come to my world. And I want to see everyone be friendly, helpful, have an attitude of cooperation with one another to make our world a better place to live. Now, wouldn't that be wonderful? Is it too much to ask? Well, unfortunately, it probably is too much to ask. And we know that because God tells us in His Word in 2 Timothy chapter 3, verses 1 through 5, don't be naive. There are difficult times ahead. As the end approaches, people are going to be self-absorbed, money-hungry, self-promoting, stuck up, profane, contemptuous of parents, crude, coarse, dog-eat-dog, unbending slanderers, impulsively wild, savage, cynical, treacherous, ruthless, bloated windbags, according to lust and allergic to God. They will make a show of religion, but behind the scenes they're animals. Now, I want you to know that's from the Message paraphrase. That's not a translation, but a paraphrase of the Word of God. And I really don't like to hear that, and I don't even want to believe it. And I'm relatively certain you probably don't either. But there's this familiar saying that says this: God said it, and it really doesn't matter if you believe it. It's still true. You see, as much as we all would like for global wars and conflicts to end, family and friend relationships to be mended, differences of opinion to be respected rather than divisive, and peace to reign in the hearts of every man, woman, boy, and girl, it's just not going to happen, at least on a global scale. Why is that? Well, James tells us in chapter 4, verses 1 through the first part of verse 2 of his letter, he says, "What causes quarrels and what causes fights among you? Is it not this, that your passions are at war within you? You desire and do not have, so you murder. You covet, that is, desire what others have, and cannot obtain, so you fight and quarrel." And I have to believe that passage is true when it comes to nations who are engaged in conflicts, relationships that are experiencing separation, and for those who believe theirs is the only right opinion and they want everyone else to share it. Now, fortunately for us, James gives us at least some guidance in chapter number 3. He says there, "Who is wise and understanding among you? By his good conduct, let him show his works in the meekness or gentleness and humility of wisdom." And in verses 17 and 18 of that same chapter, he tells us where to find that wisdom. He says the wisdom from above is first pure, then peaceable, gentle, open to reason, full of mercy and good fruits, impartial and sincere, and a harvest of righteousness is sown in peace by those who make peace. For those of us who are Christ followers, even with that gloomy forecast that God gave us of what the future holds for our world, I believe that we as individuals can find peace in the midst of this world's chaos. It has to begin, though, with seeking God's wisdom. And our conduct, our acts of kindness, our pure motives, our willingness to listen and to reason, to be sincere and merciful and forgiving without having partiality or prejudice. That's the key, friends. Jesus himself said in Matthew chapter 5, verse number 9, "Blessed are the makers and maintainers of peace, for they will express God's character and be called the sons of God." Now, while we as individuals, we can't bring peace to global conflict, but we can hope to bring peace to our relationships and to seek unity with those in our circle of the world. Peace on earth. goodwill to men. I'll see you next time.